welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to make this video today. I know I haven't made a video in a really long time. I have been stressed out and super busy, but I'm so happy to be back here making videos again. Yay. So this video, I'm gonna talk about top 7 life lessons I've learned so far. I don't know, throughout life, I feel like growing up and going through high school and starting college, you always have these preconceived notions of what life is supposed to be like, and you never really learn until you actually go through it and grow up and age and experience different things. So these are just different things that I have learned throughout life and seen from different people. So to start it off, my first and my top, it's right there. I'm looking at that in case I keep looking over. But the first one I've learned is being healthy is important. Being skinny is not. And what I mean by that is I do believe that, working out, eating right is important just in life. Loving yourself, taking care of your body is important, but starving yourself or hurting yourself so that you can be a certain size or weigh a certain number on a scale is just not important in life. Trust me, when you're laying on your deathbed, you're not gonna be oh, thank God, I only weigh 100 pounds. No, you're gonna be dead. But you are, in life gonna appreciate just taking care of yourself and loving your body and just stuff like that. So yeah, that's number 1. Number 2 is friends come and go in life. And that's just no matter what age you are. I know people who are 30 who, make new friends and lose new friends. I think friends are important, and I'm not saying, run through life without anybody. I'm just saying that you're gonna go through different stages in your life, and especially I feel between the ages of, I would say 15 to 35, you're gonna be changing a lot, maturing a lot, you're going to be going through different things, and you're gonna meet different people. And sometimes it's not important to keep certain people in your life if they're not helping you grow, or you guys aren't building each other up or loving each other. Friends come and go in life, and I feel that was a hard lesson for me because I love people, and I always try to keep friends around no matter what. Even if they are unhealthy for me, I will still oh well, this is a phase, we'll get through. And I want to say sometimes it is a phase, but sometimes you have to realize just like any other relationship, even if you're in a relationship with a boy or a girl, you have to understand that sometimes it's okay to break away and then come back later, because at that current point in your lives, you were not helping each other grow. So yes. Number 3, you are not gonna have your life together by 20. And I feel this is good for teenagers or people even starting college. You're not gonna have your life, you're not gonna necessarily be married and making this, X amount of money and have all these cars and have your kids and everything by 20, 21, 22, 23. Those types of things take time. And even if you ask your parents, a lot of your parents didn't have that until they were 30. And even the average age, I think I looked it up for this video, people buy houses is 30 these days. You're not gonna have your life together by 20. And I feel sometimes people feel oh well, I'm 20 years old, I should be doing this and this should be happening in my life, and you don't realize you're still very young. Because I feel as you grow older, you think, oh, I'm too old and I should have this together, but you're still very young at these ages, and you're still learning and growing and maturing and still just figuring out life in general. So I think it's so important that to grow and to learn, and just to realize you're not gonna have it together by your early 20s, and that's okay. Certain things are okay in life. So yes, my next one is take time for yourself. And I think this one's important for me just because like I said earlier, I'm a people person and I love being around people. I'm an extrovert, but there are some days where I'm I just want to be alone and focus on me and care about myself and just do what I like to do, because that's important also. You have to remember, out of all of these bulletin points, you are important and you are your number 1. You're all you got. So you've got to learn to take care of yourself. And I mean that physically, emotionally, whatever. Do what you have to do in order to grow in order to just take time for yourself and be at peace. Like if that means like you like to go to a coffee shop and read a book, then do that. If that means you like to go get a massage, get your nails done, your hair done, you like to go on a run, you like to, even if you like, oh, I haven't played this video game in a while, play that video game. Take that time to do what you love. It's so important to sometimes take a break from people and just focus on yourself. Okay, so, oh, that brings me to that next bulletin point where it says it's literally like love you, not others. And I feel like this one was difficult for me because I am the type of person that sometimes can put others before myself, and I'm learning like no matter how long we've been friends, no matter if I'm like, oh, I don't want to offend this person, you have to love yourself before others. And that's not always a bad thing, but I want to say, like I said, 15 to 35, those are your selfish years. Like those are those years that you might not necessarily be married or have kids, and you have to focus on yourself. Like you deserve to focus on yourself because this is the time to do it. This is the time to always put you as number one. Like I've made the mistake of putting others before myself, or, you know, like, oh, I don't want to say this because I don't want to offend somebody. And I'm not saying go around and offend people, but if, you know what I'm saying, you have something going on, like you got to focus on yourself instead of focusing on what the other person is going on. Because at the end of the day, like I said, like it's important for you to be healthy physically, emotionally, all that. So you have to love yourself more than others. And that can be like cutting people off, like just taking time for yourself, whatever. Like you have to always put yourself before others. You have to sometimes in life be selfish for the betterment of yourself. Okay, next bulletin point is learn when to be quiet. I feel like this is something I like wish I would have known, because I feel like I said, between those ages, like you are like learning what you believe, learning what you think, like, you know, I don't want to say like listening to your parents. I don't want to say stop listening to your parents, but you're forming your own opinions and ideas, and you're no longer thinking like, oh, well, this is what my mom says, and this is what my dad says, and you know what I'm saying, you always have other people's opinions, but at that time you're forming your own opinions. So sometimes, because we're young and we have these hormones and this, that, and the third, you can be a little irrational and, you know, opinionated, and this is what I think, and everybody needs to hear. And it's important to always have your opinions, like I said, and, you know, believe in yourself, but it's also important to listen to other people because everybody has different experiences and things happen in their life. So sometimes it's important to also listen to them and see what they think about certain things and, you know, respect other people. So yeah. Next bulletin point is, this is like really important. I think that sometimes because we're so young, we like don't set goals for ourselves, or we set like unrealistic goals for ourselves. So the next bullet point literally says set goals, but don't be disappointed when they don't happen. And what I mean by that is set goals, like okay, well, I want this to happen at this time and this to happen at this time. And I do believe it's important to have, you know, futuristic steps you want to take for yourself, but don't be disappointed if you don't meet them goals. Sometimes like life happens, like you could have a certain goal, but things will happen differently just, you know, because life happens. So sometimes you have to adjust those goals or change those goals, or, you know, think differently about certain things, and that's okay also. Like, you're a human being, life happens to all of us, and there's not one person in life who has set a goal that hasn't, I want to say, derailed or changed in some form or fashion, because life happens for all of us. So it's important to have goals and believe in yourself, but also understand that things happen, and it's okay for you to change. It's okay for you to mature. Like, you might have one goal and then you realize, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, or hey, I want to change it up a little bit, and that's okay also. Life happens, and that's okay. So yes, comment down below life lessons that you might have learned, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and have a nice day.